Okay, resupplied. It's not raining. Life is better. Onward. So it's a little clearer, but it is currently in the upper 40s, so a little bit chilly, but no rain, so I'll take it. So huge thanks to Kelly, aka One Lane Road Photography on Instagram, and her son and her friend Deb for running me in and out of town. I'm feeling much better, and I was able to dry everything out, get food, and stock up some things like drink packets that I've been running a little low on. Now I'm back on the trail feeling happy. So I was actually like a block from a Starbucks, I think, down in Gatlinburg. And I didn't make it this morning because I stopped to eat breakfast at the hotel, and then I was entertaining folks about my hike. But that's okay. The Gatlinburg Inn was really, really nice. And when I came in and I was sad that the room I was in didn't have a tub, they actually upgraded me to a suite free of charge, which I really appreciated. So last night I got to eat pizza, drink Stella, and sit in a tub for an extended period of time, which felt rather good after a couple of hard days in the rain. I am slightly annoyed plan-wise. Due to one of the shelters being closed, I have to stop at mile 16 today, or do 38, which I'm not doing. So it might be another day or two in the Smokies. The other thing is, as soon as I exit the Smokies, there is a hostel called Standing Bear, and I have a package waiting for me there. So I had to get there during normal hours so I can grab my package. And then it's just a couple of days to Hot Spring, which is going to be my next resupply. I ate so much food last night. I'm actually full for the first time in weeks. I think I had a full pepperoni pizza, a couple of sodas, a couple of beers, a turkey sandwich, a large chicken and bacon topped salad, and chocolate cheesecake. Almost went out for ice cream, but I decided that would be a little excessive, and I didn't feel like walking anywhere. So I got all sorts of energy this morning. God, I love a good hill. Now my gear is all re-anointed with sweat. Now the blood and the tears will follow before too long, I'm sure. Hey, what do you know? There are views out here other than fog banks. Okay, all these day hikers are out here doing the bunion, so I guess I might as well stick my head over and see what it's like. Huh? Not on the AT, you know, a lot of the views are just bushes. I'm really enjoying chatting with all the day hikers and everything. But brr, you know, I got plenty of time since I can't go past that try whatever shelter. But yeah, whenever I stop, I start getting really chilled. Love it when the sun's out, but cold wind once again. Have I mentioned how much better the views have gotten on this section? Word on the trail is there may be a larger trail family also going to that tri-shelter. Kind of makes sense since we all have to get by the Cosby Knob shelter that's closed due to bear activity, that people would pile up. I'm just hoping I can find a tent site. It's not right in the middle of everybody. Crazy bloody shelter policy. This is just ridiculous. Apparently the storm had a whole bunch of people backed up at Icewater, which was, you know, near that gap where I came in. So they all ended up here. There's no tent sites over by the shelter. There's no room in the shelter. So I'm wandering around out past the privy, just trying to find something that's durable ground where I can put up a tent. Yeah, so this is probably the worst tent setup I've had. I'm basically down the hill in a little alcove. It's not even a real spot. There's just no other choice. I mean, everything's packed up there, and there's 3 or 4 more people coming after me, so this just sucks. Part of me really thinks I would be better off just abandoning the shelter and, you know, hiking off to the woods and illegally stealth camping somewhere. At least I could find a more legitimate site off somewhere, but Hiker wine, different brand, but, you know, same box. It is foggy, it is in the 30s, and yeah. So I know I have been hiding it ever so well, but I am tired of this bloody effing shelter policy. So it turns out if I can make 240 today, which I should, I'm done. I'm out of the Smokies. I get to go back to, you know, sane, reasonable backpacking and getting to camp in camp spots instead of jammed in with 40 other people. Okay, it is time to get the hell out of the Smokies by hook or crook. Oddly enough, one of the guys in the shelter back there was on the PCT in 2020. He was going by Spice Rack then. He's safari on this trail. First person I've seen from PCT 2020. Though I know I got a few others up ahead. May catch up with Jelly Bean at some point. So I was not the happiest camper last night. So once I found someplace where I could get my tent set up, if not fully pitched, it basically wasn't big enough to get stakes in. So I just kind of had my rainfly dribbled over the top. I basically just dove into my sleeping bag, watched the end of the third season of Stranger Things, and drank my hiker wine, and then fell asleep. Middle of the night, the grapple started, which is technically what this stuff is. It's little like balls of softish snow that's melted and refrozen a couple of times. And of course, getting started in the cold is not exactly my favorite thing in the world, but what you gonna do? I probably need to do about a 20-mile day to get clear of the Smokies. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to that hostel and get my package. And based on the crowd back there, I don't think I want to go tent outside that hostel or try and go for a bunk. So plan will be just keep going and find a place to tent outside of the Smokies, but before the hostel. And then I can grab my package in the morning at the hostel and get on towards Hot Springs. Oh, a hot spring sounds rather nice right now. It was such a nice day yesterday, breeze aside. This day, not so much, but you know what they say. The trail giveth, the trail shitteth all over it. Frosty! You having fun yet? So those little white things bouncing off of me are grapple. And this is way better than being in the rain. This doesn't make anything wet. And as long as I keep moving, I don't get too cold. These little ridges can be kind of scenic, but they also make it really hard when you say, really need to dig an emergency cat hole. Shelter is quote unquote closed, huh? Weather keeps kind of yo-yoing all over the place here. Let's just hit by more grapple back there and then we're back in the sunshine. Okay, despite not feeling so well and the weather not being great, I decided to take everybody's advice and do the 0.6 out to the tower. So let's see what this view is going to be like. Not too bad a view. Okay, nothing but a 3,500 foot downhill between me and being done with the Smokies. I'm trying to determine how late I can show up at that Standing Bear Hostel. Really like to be able to get past there tonight. Back down into the green. Okay, well, I guess that means I am out of the Smokies, huh? Yeehaw. Now we're talking actual campsites. Okay, first gut heck section down. Now time to go get my packages. Okay, it is 5:45. I have been hiking all day. I just cleared out of that hostel in under 30 minutes, and now I got one long ass uphill. Okay, so from Standing Bear Hostel to the town of Hot Springs, there's only 30 some miles, so day and a half if everything goes well. I had a whole plan for what I was going to do at the hostel, including offloading some food that ended up getting cut a bit short because I ran into a problematic individual who I had met way back in Florida at a hostel there, and basically had to rush out of there just because I couldn't stand being around him anymore. So I've got a bit too much food for this next day and a half. Okay, a little after 8 o'clock. Decent enough campsite. I think this is going to be home sweet home for the night. Why didn't I stay at the hostel last night? Why would I stay at the hostel? Jam into a bunkhouse with, 15 other people, or in a tent area with 15 other people, when I could be out here enjoying a nice campsite. I am massively, massively not happy. And do you know why? Do you know what's happened that's made me this unhappy? I had to replace my rain gear. That nice neon green jacket I had holes in it. The rain was getting through, and this was the only color I could get. Not orange, not green, not even like a bright red. I actually did delay replacing my busted jacket because I was so bummed about the colors. Hence why I had to go through that storm in the Smokies with, water leaking through. But that's just a bummer. On the plus side, those who thought that my pack could use a little extra color, got you covered. On the plus side, since Jen was sending me a package anyway, she was able to include some of my favorite backpacker meals. These things are hard to find on trail for whatever reason, but they are literally the best dinner I can get out here. Super hearty, super warm. And then something that I had forgotten about, Bobo bars. These are some of my favorite breakfasts. I had them all the time on the PCT, haven't seen them out here. So I'm now about 30 miles out from the town of Hot Spring, which is the first trail town that the AT actually, goes through the middle of. So that should be an easy day and a half or so, and then I'll resupply for the next section. Doing pretty good as far as supplies at the moment. I have a little too much food thanks to, rushing out of that hostel, but is what it is. And I'll probably be on fumes as far as butane by the time I get there. Per the forecast, it is Saturday, and I believe it's going to be at least fairly clear for the next day or two. I think Monday is when the rain comes back in. Somebody claimed it was going to be light, but who knows? Sometimes it says light and it's a tornado warning. So we shall see. Life is good, but the wind is cold. Here's hoping I have a lot of uphill today to stay warm. Another lovely day in the green. Well, this seems like a kind of, excessive amount of blazing. Somebody was having fun. What's this? Open sky and mountains in the distance on my AT? I really miss the long open views. Next big trail is going to have to be something back out west. Day hiker back there is handing out cookies to thru hikers as she passes.
Guys, let's heat up the eggs here. We got hard-boiled eggs.
Kind of a cool bit of trail magic back there. They had a fire going. Oh, so I could actually stay warm. It's chilly out here. Wow, this is really something. What are people talking about in this patch? Indeed. Okay, it is just old home week out here on the AT. I just ran into Nanook. Guy I had a pizza with at River Run way back down in Florida that was doing basically southbound ECT. He finished the Florida trail and then came up here to hike with somebody and just ran into him. Surprised the crap out of me. And then it looks like tomorrow I'm actually gonna finally catch up with one of the other ECT hikers out here, backtrack. Assuming I can find her. I've passed a couple of people I knew that were out there, hiking late and not doing the shelters. Hey, look, it's a baby shelter. That was something different. There was a person actually splayed out down the side of the trail. Twisted her ankle. She's okay. I ended up doing an assessment, whole deal. just an odd day. Okay, it is 7 o'clock. I've already done 20 some miles. I'm figuring I'll just kind of go on for an hour, fill up water. I'm not that stressed about finding a place to stop. Either way, this puts me in a good spot to get into hot springs in the morning, resupply, maybe get a bite to eat, and then get out the other side. Hit it and quit it. Okay, a little bit bigger than what I usually go for, but this late I doubt I'm going to get any takers. So, home sweet home for the night. One of the downsides of sleeping on that foam instead of my old air mattress is I do have to kind of pay attention to where I set up. A lot of these spots have these branches and rocks, hence why I'm kind of hugging the side there. Also, you know, if you're tired enough, you can sleep on pretty much anything.